They say time heals all wounds. That's a lie. Time doesn't heal. Time just sharpens the pain, carves it deeper, until the only thing that keeps you alive is hate. 10 years ago, someone murdered my brother, and the day I buried him, I swore I'd kill the man responsible. I didn't care how long it took. I'd wait a lifetime if I had to. And last month, my chance finally came. Daniel was only 19 when he died. He was my little brother, my best friend. He had that kind of energy that lit up a room. He dreamed big. College, a family, maybe even his own business one day. It was a Saturday night when everything went to hell. We were sitting on the porch, joking around. He said he was going out for a quick drive to meet someone. "Don't wait up," he laughed. He never came back. 2 hours later, I got the call. "There's been an accident," they said, but it wasn't an accident. Daniel was found in an alley, stabbed multiple times, his body left to rot like garbage. I still remember the smell of the morgue, the way his face looked, pale and lifeless. Something broke inside me that day. I wasn't just grieving, I was burning with rage. The police called it a mugging. Wrong place, wrong time. But I knew Daniel. He wasn't stupid enough to walk down a dark alley for no reason. And then I heard about Ethan Cole. Ethan, the rich kid who always got what he wanted. The son of a big-shot businessman. The guy who had one problem in life. My brother. Why? Why? Because of Lily? Lily was Ethan's ex-girlfriend. The girl Daniel had started dating a few weeks before. Ethan hated him for that. They even fought at a party a week before Daniel died. People saw it. They heard Ethan threaten him. When I told the cops, they laughed. "We'll look into it." But they never did. Ethan had an alibi. His father pulled some strings, wrote some checks, and just like that, the case went cold. I begged. I screamed. I demanded justice. But justice never came. So I made a decision. If the law wouldn't punish him, I would. For the next decade, I lived for one thing: revenge. I didn't rush it. Revenge isn't something you do in anger. It's something you plan. Slowly, patiently, perfectly. I built a life, went to college, got a job. I smiled when people asked how I was doing. But every night, I thought about Daniel lying in that alley, and every morning, I woke up with one goal: make Ethan pay. I tracked him from a distance, watched him rise in his father's company, watched him live his perfect life, like nothing happened. And then, 10 years later, I got the news that made my blood boil. Ethan was getting married to Lily. The same Lily he fought over with Daniel. The same Lily who cried at Daniel's funeral and swore she didn't know what happened. That's when I knew the time had come. I started with Lily. I called her, told her I was an old friend of Daniel's. She agreed to meet me for coffee. She looked happy, radiant even. I hated her for it, but I smiled through my teeth. During our talk, she mentioned something interesting. Ethan's been stressed with the wedding. He rented a cabin in the woods for a weekend to clear his head. That was it. The opening I'd waited 10 years for. I followed Ethan to that cabin, spent 3 days watching him. Alone, no security, just him and his expensive bourbon collection. On the 4th night, a storm rolled in. The wind howled through the trees. Power flickered, then died. The perfect night. He didn't recognize me when I stepped into the cabin. "Who the hell are you?" he demanded, standing up. I aimed the gun at his chest. "Sit down, Ethan." He froze. I could see it in his eyes, the fear, the confusion. "Look, if it's money you want." "Money?" I laughed, cold and sharp. "You think this is about money?" He swallowed hard. "Who are you?" I took a step closer, my voice low. "Daniel." His face twisted in confusion. Then, recognition. His skin went pale. "Oh my God." "My brother," I hissed. "The one you left bleeding in an alley 10 years ago." He shook his head violently. I didn't kill him, I swear." "Liar," I roared, slamming the gun on the table. "You threatened him, you hated him. You bought your alibi." Tears filled his eyes. Please don't do this." I tied him to a chair, the same way Daniel must have been tied, before they stabbed him. And then I told him everything. How I watched him for years. How I waited for this night. How I was going to make sure he felt every ounce of fear Daniel felt. When I finally pulled the trigger, it wasn't quick. It wasn't clean. It was justice. 10 years in the making. I left him there in that cabin, wiped everything down, made it look like a robbery gone wrong. The same excuse they gave me when Daniel died. As I walked into the storm, rain soaking through my jacket, I felt something I hadn't felt in a decade. Peace. People say revenge doesn't change anything. They're wrong. It changes everything. And if you're wondering if I regret it, not for a second.